would say I definitely agree with the points that you're making, but from where I see it is, bro. I mean, Pat Mahomes already showed that like you said, his biggest fear this offseason should be Travis Kelce retiring. If
Agree.
Travis Kelce don't retire, I feel like he'll be right back in this situation next year. If Brock Purdy doesn't come through, San Francisco gonna be still asking the same question that they were asking with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you hear or you see him, tell him who you are, man.
It's Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. When you hear our voice, you know it's Wednesday. That means we back around the water cooler, man. Marcus, how you doing today, boss, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How are you, brother? How are you?
I'm here. I'm doing great. I'm always doing great, man. I'm always doing great.
I like to hear.
All I'm going to say is this, man. We had a great show. We always have a great show for you. If you think it is, if you think it's not, we think it is. What we talking about today? We talking about, of course, we're talking about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl.
Of course.
We're going to talk a little bit of college football.
Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little college football today. And we're going to talk, this is actually from this is from DJ. DJ sent the video from Stephen A. talking about, he gave his Stephen's A list of top sports duos of all time. We're gonna give our top 3 sports duos of all time. So y'all sit back and relax and get ready, man. Marcus, are you ready for this, man?
Yes, sir.
You know I'm always ready. I'm ready to go. The crowd is ready. They're ready to go. We are about to kick off. Let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the first quarter. Let's go.
It's now time for the first quarter.
Yo, man, we here in the first quarter, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. We thank y'all so much for rocking and being a part of us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video using the hashtag WCTPod.
Y'all gotta do that.
Please do that, man. If you following, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Get a lot of engagement on TikTok, man. Still need them followers. Man. Hey, man, follow us on Twitter. Some call it X at CoolersPod23. And on Facebook, man, go follow our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. Man, shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. And also, man, we did the interview with KD Hill last week. Great interview. Great guy.
He's a great guy.
Very great guy. Make sure y'all go watch that interview, man. It's on the channel right now, man. Everybody that has watched it has told me they enjoyed it. So please. Thank y'all so much. Go support the channel, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into it, man. Let's get into the first quarter topic right here, man. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is this. It's this weekend, man. Super Bowl, it is here. Ah, man. Marcus, man, I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited for this game. I'm excited. National championship and the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals. Super Bowl, something about it, man. I'm excited for it, man. What are you excited to see in this game, man? What is it? What is it that got you pumped and ready to watch the Chiefs and the 49ers take on each other in the Super Bowl?
I'm so excited to see Usher at halftime, and I don't know what to do.
Speaking of Usher, man. Speaking of Usher, Usher dropped the tour dates today. So if y'all are Usher fans like I am, you know, I went and saw him in Vegas, and I'm definitely gonna be seeing him on this tour
Super Bowl.
and at the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go
Oh,
on this
okay,
tour. We trying to decide if we're gonna go to the Brooklyn show or we gonna
okay.
go to the Atlanta show. The LA show may be on there too. I just want to do something different. Just go somewhere
All
different, do
right,
something.
all
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
all right. But
But yeah,
as far as the Super Bowl goes, man, I'm anxious to see it, man. I'm anxious to see can Pat Mahomes do it one more time. Or I'm anxious to see Shanahan finally get over the hump. So, it's a lot of great storylines behind this. But me myself personally, I really can't wait to see is KC defense gonna stop the Christian McCaffrey and Debo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk and the Kittle and the athletes that they got on the other side of the ball in San Francisco. I want to see can Chris Jones and that great secondary work some things out and come up with some big stops.
yeah, man. That's my that's what I'm looking for in this game is too, man. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see this Kansas City defense versus this um, San Francisco 49ers offense. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Kind of want to see exactly what's gonna happen, man. If they keep playing the way they've been playing for the tail end part of the season, man, this game might, this might be a long one for the 49ers, man. I don't know, man. I'm this Kansas City defense is pretty good. Kansas City defense is pretty good, especially that back end. That back end is really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. The back end, and the back end is the back end.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Kyle. The back end is the back end. But all I would say is if San Francisco keep the foot on the pedal by keep running the football, Christian McCaffrey late, I want to see if that defense be able to hold up. Because the thing about it is, being a Buffalo fan, we went away from running the football second half. Baltimore went away from running the football almost the entire game.
Yeah, very true.
So I just want to see is San Francisco going to actually put the pedal to the metal with the superstar running back they got in Christian McCaffrey and run the football when they need to run the football.
Well, this is the thing though, is Spagnuolo, who's the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, is he going? He has to have something planned up. I mean, he has 2 weeks. By the time the game comes, he would have had 2 weeks to get everything in line to have a great defensive game plan to come through to stop whatever San Francisco can do. What makes a great defensive coordinator a great defensive coordinator is if you can stop what the other team does really well. If you can stop what they do really well, then you give yourself that much of a chance to win the game. Yeah, Ken Spagnola stop them from running the ball, and if you do that and you put this game in Brock Purdy's hands to win, it's in favor of Kansas City to come out with another Super Bowl, which will be their second one. Third one, excuse me, but back to back Super Bowls. So I'm excited to see what this defense can do against this San Francisco 49ers offense. I think, and that's the key to the game. And to me right now, that is the key to the game.
Can Kyle Shanahan outcoach this defense?
That's the question.
And
That's the
and
question.
can Kyle Shanahan's defense come up with enough time to stop because they're not gonna stop Patrick Mahomes the whole
Yeah, you
game.
can't. I
Can
mean,
they
you
come?
you can't.
Can they come up with enough timeless stops to stop him for them to pull this game off?
Nah, I
That's
mean,
that's
because
that's the situation.
we saw what Kansas City did against what is statistically the best defense in football.
Ate him alive.
They was up and down the field on them all game. They was moving the ball up and down the field on them all game. So it really comes down to, yeah, you got a point. If San Francisco's defense can get a stop, if they can get a stop, if they can do what I said that what Baltimore should have done, if they can keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline by controlling the clock, running the ball, if they can do that, they give themselves a great chance of winning the game.
They got people who can get back in the backfield and make those timely plays though. Like, they got a Chase Young who can turn it up one play out of the series, or a Bosa who can turn it up one play out of the series and get back there and make a timely sack in those situations. But it's just like you said, it's gonna be is the time is gonna. It all depends on when those sacks are needed needed to be made, or will they be made?
Mm,
So
that's a
and
great point. It's a great point.
yeah, because the thing about it is with us, we had a lot of chances to get him on the ground, but it's tough to get him on the ground. So once you get an opportunity to get him on the ground and put them in bad position, you got to get him on the ground, and that to me. Every time I watch Patrick Mahomes in an outstanding game, that dictates the flow of the game for him. If you can't get him on the ground, if he can spin around and be Cinderella and stay in plays, you finna have a long night.
Yeah,
So
Patrick Mahomes is like a mix of a lot of quarterbacks. He's like almost he's the traditional quarterback that can stand in the pocket and make every throw on the field, but he also has the elusiveness to extend plays and continue plays and keep them like as I said, extend plays, but continue plays like a Russell Wilson or a Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson or somebody like that, and extend plays and give his receivers an opportunity to get open to throw the football in windows that are very, very tight and questionable. Um, uh, would you? It's almost like he's the Steph Curry of football. you know, like Steph probably takes some bad shots, but they go in. And then now you see Steph taking a lot of bad shots. Now you got a lot of people trying to do what he did. It's almost kind of like that. It's almost like he's like the Steph Curry of the NFL. I don't know. I might be pushing it a little too far, but who knows? But it is what it is, man. I'm excited for this game, man. Where you watching the game at?
I know we're gonna probably do a live show beforehand, and when so I'm gonna watch it in the living room.
It means I'm watching in the living room. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. We gotta see about that. We gotta see. We may do a live. We may do a live before the Super Bowl and see what's going on with that. We may pop on live and talk about it for a little bit. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But we gonna see though. We gonna see, man. That's gonna be dope, man. Can't wait for the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be good. And actually, this is a rematch of I can't remember the number, but this is a rematch of about a couple of Super Bowls ago.
Wasn't it like 19?
No, it ain't
No, it
19.
was 19.
This is like Super Bowl. What is this? Fifth? What is this? I can't remember what Super Bowl this is. But whatever Super Bowl this is.
21.
No, we way past the 20s. We like in the 50s.
Oh no, you talking about? Oh, I thought you talking about a rematch of. I'm talking about.
Oh, they
the
just
year.
played. They just played like a couple of
I'm
years
saying,
ago.
no, I'm saying when it 21. I'm saying the year of the.
Oh, you talking about the
the first
year
game.
year? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
the
like
year
the
when
actual
it
year.
21.
Oh,
Cause I
I'm
was like 19. Like 19, I remember it was the Patriots. Then it was Tampa Bay and KC, and
yeah.
then KC
So
come
yeah,
back the next year. Wouldn't it be 21? Yeah. So KC,
21,
because
22,
KC came
23.
back and beat Garoppolo, them didn't it? Or was it?
Yes, that's what they came back and beat Garoppolo because 22 was Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe
Yeah,
Burrow Joe Burrow and the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is a rematch. So we gonna see what happened, man. We gonna see what happened with that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, coolest podcast in your ear, man. That was the end of the first quarter, man. We trying to get through this thing. We trying to make it official. We want y'all to stay involved, stay intrigued with the show, man. Tell us what you think about it, man. But let's go ahead and let's move along. You know what comes after one dose? It's time for the second quarter. Let's go.
Now entering the second quarter.
Hey, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. Let's go ahead and get to the second quarter, man. This is going to be a good one, man. Who has more pressure in this game, man? Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy? Who has more pressure on them in this game right now? This Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Who has more pressure on them in the game? Marcus, who you got?
I would say the person who has the most pressure would be, for me, would be Brock Purdy. Because people are looking at Brock Purdy as a game manager, not really a person who benefits from his weapons outside of a person being able to go out and win you a game. This right here for Patrick Mahomes will be just another notch on his resume that's already outstanding that he's building towards catching another GOAT, which would be Tom Brady. But to me, Brock Purdy has to go out and win. And for real, the question should be, Nick, is it more pressure on Patrick Mahomes or Kyle Shanahan? Because Kyle Shanahan has been in
Mm.
this situation time and time again. Does he finally get over the hump and put the 49ers in that situation? So it's just at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes, you know, outside of yourself, Nick, a lot of people didn't think that Patrick Mahomes would be in this position this year anyway, without the lack of weapons at receiver. So his defense played outstanding. He pulled it together at in the playoffs like you foreseen. But so to me, the pressure would be on Kyle Shanahan or slash Brock Purdy to actually get over the hump and to beat this man because he beat Kyle Shanahan last time. Even though he didn't beat Brock Purdy last time, he beat Shanahan last time. So
Mm.
and people are feeling like Brock Purdy could be just another Jimmy Garoppolo. Brock Purdy has to show
Oh.
that he's different,
Mm.
and this is the game where Brock Purdy should show that he's different per their moment.
Mm.
So I feel
Mm.
like pressure on Brock.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. I think the pressure is on Mr. Mahomes. Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Why
Yeah,
would
man.
why would you say
I
that?
think
Break
the
it down for
pressure
me.
is
Why
on
would you say
Patrick
that?
Mahomes. I think I look at it from a different point of view. I look at it from this. Um, when you are great, when you are really, really good or really, really great at something, you always get compared to other greats in the game, as you mentioned earlier. He's chasing another GOAT. That's what Patrick Mahomes is doing. He's chasing almost a ghost. Almost. He's almost chasing a ghost. And it's been and the narrative around this has been, well, you don't know how many more of these you're gonna get. You don't know how many more times you're gonna get back to this spot. Because you can make an argument that if Joe Burrow wasn't hurt, that Pat Mahomes might not have been in this situation. It's an argument that you can make. So I think the pressure is on Patrick Mahomes looking at it from a longevity uh, legacy point of view. From the simple fact that the narrative that's been put around of, I don't know, we don't know how many more, you don't know how many more of these you're going to get to. You don't know how many more times you're going to get to this point to where you are going to be in a position to play for a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. Not saying that I don't think Patrick Mahomes won't get back, because I do. I think he's going to get back multiple times. I think he'll get back multiple times and win many more Super Bowls. I believe that. But when you have other guys, like, for example, who I call Patrick Mahomes kryptonite, Joe Burrow, I call him his kryptonite. When you have people like that are, I'm not going to say as good, but are competent and somewhat compatible to your skill set, that every year that sets that puts a hindrance in your way of getting to the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, you may have to cherish these moments. I mean, honestly, I think I think Brock Purdy plays with less pressure because he has more weapons around him that can actually do more. Brock Purdy just may have to show up in a timely moment to make a timely play. But the whole game is not going to be on Brock Purdy. Like you said, you got Christian McCaffrey back there in the backfield,
Yeah.
Debo Samuels,
The player,
Ayuk,
I definitely agree.
Kittle.
I definitely agree with that.
You have those guys around him that can assist him. Patrick Mahomes basically this year has only had one weapon. And that's been his old trusty Dusty and Travis Kelce. And we don't know how much longer Travis Kelce is going to be here, because now there are reports saying that Travis Kelce may retire at the end of the season. I don't know how true that is. But there are reports saying that. So I feel like there's more pressure on Mahomes in this particular game for those reasons. Probably is more for a legacy thing, not game watch, because I think in the game he's been here so much that it is that the venue changes. There may be some circumstance changes, because now you can look at it as if Kansas City is coming in as the villain, even though they're the underdog in this game, point spread wise. People are starting to people are starting to view the Kansas City Chiefs as the Patriots. Like you remember how how when the Patriots was going on the run, people just hated the Patriots. They're starting to get that type of heat now. Like I mean, I was watching some of the stuff for Super Bowl week. I want to say it was yesterday, and they was just booing the Kansas City Chiefs for no reason. I was like, boo boo boo! Like they trying to talk, they just booing them. Because it's when you're good, people want to see you lose. People want to see you lose. Yeah, people want to see you lose.
They got that dynasty feel. But I would say I definitely agree with the points that you're making. But from where I see it is, bro. I mean, Pat Mahomes already showed that. Like you said, his biggest fear this offseason should be Travis Kelce retired.
Agree.
If Travis Kelce don't retire, I feel like he'll be right back in this situation next year. If Brock Purdy doesn't come through, San Francisco gonna be still asking the same question that they were asking with Jimmy Garoppolo. Who is gonna be our starting quarterback?
They should have gave Trey Lance a shot. Just being honest.
I'm just saying the fan base is gonna go right back to that question, even though I feel like it's not justified. But I feel like that's exactly what they're gonna pull out the hat.
But that's more of a talent evaluation question. That's more of a coaching front office question than it is the player question. I mean, because if
the pressure for him to come through is on.
But that's what I'm saying though. But that's what I'm saying. But
the team has been here before.
But is any? That's my point. That's my point. But my
point is the man at the him.
But that's my point though. My point is even if San Francisco loses this game, are we saying, yo, is this because of Brock Purdy we lost? Are they saying that? I mean, because let's go back. Let's go back to the Super Bowl that the Kansas City Chiefs played against them a couple years ago. Kansas City had to come back and win those games. I don't know if people really know this, but in both of the Super Bowl games that the Kansas City Chiefs had played in, they were down going into the fourth quarter. In both of them games, they were down by, if I'm not mistaken, they were down by 10 against the 49ers. 49ers was winning the game. And I believe they were down by a touchdown or something against the Eagles last year before they came back and won by 3.
Yeah, I remember that.
And won by 3. So is this, if San Francisco loses this game, is this more on Brock Purdy or is this more on a talent evaluation of the head coach, the GM, who is John Lynch, front office? Is it more of that or is it more of the coaching and talent evaluation, or is the moment too big for Kyle Shanahan? Is this moment too big for Kyle Shanahan?
I would say that is determined by how the game plays out. That right there, we'll be able to tell that with the eye test and be able to look at that and tell when the game plays out who we can pinpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure wise, everybody, even Ryan Clark, had to change his tune after the NFC Championship because everybody been saying, even me and you, he's a game manager. You know what I'm saying? We're not nobody's real high on Brock Purdy.
No.
Until he showed up in the NFC Championship, and then people were like, okay, but me and you, people who watch the game could easily say Detroit let them off the hook.
Agreed.
So
agreed.
In this game, to me, Brock Purdy for Brock Purdy, it shouldn't be no loose ends. Because if he doesn't come through and he has a lot of loose ends, interceptions, missed opportunities, the media is gonna eat him alive. Patrick Mahomes, we have already seen him in a Super Bowl, and minus great his offensive line and him throwing darts to receivers just dropping passes.
Yeah, but see, if Patrick Mahomes loses this game, I mean, like I said, the question the question will become more of how many more opportunities we have to get here.
That's why I said I agree with that because you got to think about is his weapons gonna stay? Like,
exactly.
Is Travis Kelce gonna
exactly.
stay?
Exactly.
Are they gonna be able to pick up any big free agent receiver to give him a chance this offseason? Like, I definitely agree with that point, and I don't knock you for that. All I'm saying is this Sunday, the pressure, because Pat Mahomes is still going to be that guy, win or lose. this right here might determine Brock Purdy's future in the NFL.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I have to do. I don't think this game is going to determine his future in the NFL. I don't.
Maybe that's a little harsh, but I think it determines his future with San Francisco.
Why would you say that? Well, I mean, in what way? Why?
Because the thing about it is, are we really looking at? I look at it like this. Jimmy Garoppolo took them to 2 Super Bowls.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And they still got impatient with Jimmy. They still felt like Jimmy wasn't enough. Jimmy was a game manager. Blase, blase, blah. Brock Purdy. Why? To me, Brock Purdy is doing the same thing. I don't see nothing different. Brock Purdy is benefiting, and I would say Jimmy Garoppolo had less weapons because he didn't have a Christian McCaffrey in his game. So if he keeps pulling up and he keeps showing up to the big dance and coming up short, they got impatient with another quarterback who, me myself personally, I like Jimmy G. So why won't you get impatient with first of all, a quarterback that people wasn't high on in the first place that just overachieved? So if he keep falling short while he's overachieving, that pace is gonna run thin. And this, to me, right here, is to show the world that he's not Jimmy Garoppolo. He's on a different tier of the quarterbacks that we put him with.
But even if San Francisco wins this game, the narrative around him, depending on how the game goes out,
gonna be his talent.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
The narrative around Brock Purdy, even if San Francisco wins this game, is gonna be, he's just a game manager, which that needs to be a discussion, because in certain ways, Patrick Mahomes could be considered a game manager in certain ways. When it comes to certain things, you watch the Baltimore game. I mean, when Andy Reid and them just saw that offense wasn't going to do anything, they basically just got a very conservative. It was like, yeah, man, we just going to sit back and just manage the game and not let nothing big happen, let nothing major happen. And that's what they did. They didn't score no points in the second half. They just managed the game and got through it.
In situations like that, that's great coaching. That's why I love coaches like a Andy Reid or coaches like a Bill Belichick, because if they get in a situation where it's a dog fight, those coaches actually use the X's and O's to pull their team through instead of just raw talent, because those coaches know they got the raw talent. Then it boils down to, what can I call? What do I need to call? Because at a time like that, if you just depend on the raw talent of an athlete, you risk them making a big mistake going down to the end of the game.
Very true.
You use your football IQ,
very true,
and you use time of possession, and you get out of there with wins.
Very true.
Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the W. Very true.
And we're going to end it right there, because the only thing that matters is a W. And we're going to get that W. Because guess what? This is what we do. We eat W's around here, boy. We eat them. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us here in the first half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We thank y'all, man. Woo! Hype. Marcus, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's go ahead and let's head to halftime. Let's go.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
Yo, we back, baby. And we in halftime. Y'all already know what's coming. Roll the tape. Roll it. Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media, and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life. From college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, man.
Hollywood.
Shout out to our day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. DJ and the good people over at Hollywood Media. Man, make sure y'all mess with the people that mess with the Water Cooler Talk, man. We appreciate you so much for being a day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Thank y'all so much, man.
Indeed.
See, man, go follow them on TikTok. I was saying TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And then make sure you follow them on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Shout out to our guy DJ, man. Got to get him back on the show. He's supposed to be on the show this week. We were supposed to try to get him on this week, but hey, we'll try. We'll try again next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we back, man. We in halftime right now. We got about 2-3 minutes to talk before we get it, man. So the rumors are going around in the NBA right now. We gonna slowly start getting into this NBA content, ladies and gentlemen. But we in halftime right now. Rumors is that LeBron may be looking to get up out of Los Angeles.
Yeah. Like you told me though, Rich Paul shut it down. But me myself personally, if I'm LA and if I know he's leaving at the end of the year, or he want to leave at the end of his contract, I'm looking to see what I can get for him now, because you mortgaged a lot of picks and a lot of other stuff when you went to go get AD to put a team around him. So you need to try to get something so your future for the organization doesn't look like all the futures that he leaves behind in the past outside of Miami.
Wow. That's kind of messed up. So you trying to tell me LeBron just messed up teams after he leave?
Man, that's statistically proven.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. LeBron, he has an opt-out at the end of this season for the 2024-2025 season. He has an opt-out. But if he opts out, he's leaving about $51.5 million on the table.
Man, he can get that back in endorsements and business ventures.
Well, yeah, we know that. LeBron is already a billionaire. He's the first active player to be a billionaire. We know that. But, I mean, $51.5 million is still $51.5 million that you leave.
I still need it. I need it.
And you still leaving on the table. You still
need it.
You still leaving $51.5 million on the table. Now, LeBron he's never been traded from a team, but he has always worked out the contractual obligations of his contract. So he has an opt out coming, and I fully expect him to opt out at the end of the season.
I feel like it depends on the trajectory of his son Bernie and where he's going.
Man, if and that's another story. But if Bernie James stay in college,
I agree.
Stay in college, man. Stay in college, man.
At least give it another year, bro.
Another year. Stay in college.
Because if you come out this year and you get drafted high, it's strictly off the strength of your daddy. And it ain't no disrespect to your game, bro.
It's not.
Is he a hooper? You just
stay in college.
Your resume just ain't resumeing.
Stay in college, so your boss.
You know.
I mean, right now, I think I read somewhere where somebody, I think early in the year they had him projected as a lottery pick, but now, I think as recently as a week and a half ago, he's not even on some teams' boards at this point in time. Right now,
no, he ain't doing nothing to pop off the page.
So
he get 1 or 2 highlights every game, and it's strictly because of who he is.
Yeah.
Because if it was a regular person doing that in the game, it wouldn't be a highlight.
Yeah, but hey, it is what it is, man. So hopefully he stay. I would love to see him stay in college one more year, at least.
I think that would be the smart business decision.
Agree. Now I'll ask this question: if the rule had been changed by this time, and he was able to leave high school and go straight to the NBA, woo. The media would have, the way he playing in the media, boy, it would have been bad. It would have been bad, bro. It would have been bad.
He would have went to the league fresh out of high school like his pops.
He would have got blown out of the water.
I think an organization would have coddled him. That's the reason why I think his dad want to get around him so he can coddle him.
But does LeBron
usher him into?
But this is my thing though. if Bronny comes out this draft cycle, LeBron is definitely gonna opt out because he already said he's gonna opt out. He's gonna go to wherever team his son get drafted to. But LeBron, let's say Bronny stay another year. Does LeBron opt back in with the Lakers? Or does he opt out and go to somewhere like the New York Knicks? Because the Knicks look good. Jalen Brunson.
A lot of it is who wants a 1 year rental. LeBron. Nobody wants.
A lot of teams will take LeBron as a 1 year rental.
I wouldn't pay for a 1 year rental.
A lot of teams would. A lot of teams will take LeBron as a 1 year rental.
I wouldn't. Me myself personally.
Business wise, you might be right.
I would patiently wait.
Business wise, you might be right.
To see where his son. I would patiently wait to see where his son is going, because that organization who plays their cards right and get that right done, to me is the winner out of that situation.
Business wise, you're correct, but there are a lot of teams. So you mean to tell me Charlotte, if Charlotte wouldn't take a 1 year flyer on LeBron?
All I'm saying, it's gonna be teams who gonna take it, but
the New Orleans Pelicans wouldn't take a 1 year flyer on LeBron.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be teams who take it. Of course, it's just like the Rams. You going all in for that Super Bowl.
Of course,
you gonna go all in for a championship.
Of course.
I'm not saying it's not gonna be a crazy team that do that. All I'm saying is the winner of that would be the team that gets Bronny and LeBron.
Agree. I agree with you on that. Man, ladies and gentlemen, man, the crowd is ready. The teams are back. It's almost time for us to go ahead and get into this second half. So you know what time it is. Let's go ahead. Let's move to the third quarter.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Yo, man, we in the third quarter right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man, here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video. Use the hashtag WCTPod, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter, some call it X, at CoolersPod23, and on Facebook. Follow our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast Facebook page, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Let's go ahead and get into this topic in the third quarter, man. The future of college football, man. It's being hotly debated right now, man. As of 2 days ago, the SEC and the Big Ten have decided to unite to form a joint advisory committee for tackling issues going forward in the college sports landscape. Marcus, man, sent you the article of this. What was your takes from this whole situation of the two biggest conferences joining together to now become a joint advisory committee?
Well, I read the article and I laughed because I was like, they're trying to get away from this powerless NCAA. They're trying to remove them completely away from the situation, which I don't know long term if it's going to work. But I know this is step one from trying to free themselves away from the NCAA. So that's what I took from it.
Oh man, we had this conversation a couple months ago, did we not? Did we not have this conversation a couple months ago? Try to tell y'all, man, the NCAA is weak, bruh. That's the reason why Harbaugh jumped to the NFL. They were gonna try to fine Harbaugh over some hamburgers. Suspend his man over some hamburgers.
Man, they weren't finna suspend. They weren't finna try. That's on their neck. They got power. The thing about it is they got power. It's so easy. It's just like going to school at Tuskegee. I mean,
what?
In Tuskegee.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Like going to school in Tuskegee. I said at Tuskegee. It's just like going to school in Tuskegee. You know the rules that's set in place, but you also know that y'all ain't gonna hold me to these. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just to me, it's just like that with NCAA. And sometimes the NCAA will pull your card, and sometimes they'll sweep it up under the rug. And all I see is this is a step away from actually just dealing with them stepping in when they want to and send back when they want to. It's just go ahead. We'll deal with our own issues, and then if we need y'all, we'll consult y'all. But going forward, I want to see how long that's gonna last.
It's 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 going to be
what's it going to grow into.
it's going to be this is going to be this is like you said, this is the first step to uh the National College Football League. That's all this is. You got the two biggest conferences. The Big Ten, which is expanding to 18 teams, the SEC, which is expanding to 16 teams. The two biggest conferences are about to become two super conferences. Is what is about to happen here in college football. Is it for the better? Is it for the good? Yet to be seen. The problem with this is that how is this going to affect other sports? Because this wasn't just for college football. This was for college sports landscape, is what I read. So how does this affect other sports on campus? Those non-revenue generated sports like golf or volleyball or softball. Like, how does this affect that? Like, will this committee, which eventually, in my personal opinion, is going to form to be its own entity, and they're not gonna be bound, in quotation marks, by NCAA rule at that particular time. Will this committee be the inaugural formation of what is to come in college sports? Will this committee be the new? Will this be the new norm? Yes, it will be. It will be. Eventually, I don't see this happening within the next year or two. This might be somewhere down the road by like 2030 or something like that, to where you see the point to where you have this set amount of teams in this conference. And then now these teams are the ones to where now we can revenue share. So now you getting this money from these TV networks, you getting money from all these other independent contractors that's paying money to these two conferences. And now there's a revenue sharing type of aspect to this that pays athletes, specifically football, because this is what it's aimed at, to pay them to play. Because technically, man, NIL is kind of out of control right now. I'm just gonna be completely real with you. NIL is out of control.
They didn't implement it right.
NIL is out of control right now. And now you have the NCAA coming in, stepping in, trying to punish schools for NIL violations.
Because they didn't implement it right.
Exactly.
And that's the situation.
Exactly.
And that's the situation where at the end of the day, it's just like with the conferences, you understand. Like, so y'all take a blind out of everything else,
exactly.
But now y'all want to come in.
Thank you.
And that's what I said. It's just like going to school in Tuskegee. Like y'all want to put y'all fists down when y'all want to put y'all fists down. At a certain point, all right, we know what we got to do. So let the conferences step in first, then we'll come to y'all. So to me, that's why I see it going right now. But like you said, eventually this might be the step of just pushing the NCAA.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. This
at least I see it for college football, because the thing about it is college football can stand by itself, but then you have other sports that NCAA, is responsible for funding, the trips, the food, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like if they can come to a common ground, I would see it being beneficial for college football as a price efficient. But college football, if anything, can bring in enough revenue to sustain itself. You might have a lot of D2 schools or something that want to remain
college,
like the big power 2 schools. I can see this long haul actually stepping up and being, like you said, in 10 to 15 years, probably being the organization that calls the shots between college football.
College football is big enough to sustain a whole school. I'm just gonna be real with you. They're big enough to sustain. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you as well too. College basketball can too as well. Do y'all not know the amount of money that the NCAA makes off of college basketball doing March Madness? Like, it is ridiculous. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, they make a lot of money doing March Madness. Like, it's a lot. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. And so I wouldn't be surprised if college basketball ends up getting in this some kind of way in here. Because if you have basketball and football at these universities combined, bringing that type of money in, they can sustain some other programs. They can definitely sustain their programs together. Plus, maybe a women's softball, or maybe a men, or maybe a volleyball team or something like that. They can sustain that. They can. I mean, this is a money play. Of course, this is a money play. Some people trying to get wealthy and get rich off of it and figure out a way how they can get in on it. Eventually, I wouldn't be surprised. And this is very, very, very preliminary. I wouldn't be surprised if football totally breaks away and becomes its own entity. And then you have individuals who own the teams, but the university license out the names to those teams. I wouldn't be surprised then. Literally.
I would.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
That right there would break a whole bunch of tradition that I don't see.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if you have some type of, some billionaire who sees a way of like, look, if college football, if these football teams break away from these universities, still associated with them, but break away from these universities, and the university license the names to the teams, and some billionaires like, look, okay, I come in, I can own this team. They're gonna run it just like a professional team. I mean, because eventually you gotta stop. We gotta stop with this amateurism thing. It's not amateur sports anymore, man. It's not. It is too much money being circulated in college football and college sports that these athletes are not getting a hold of. NIL is just a very small piece of it. Very small piece of it.
I think that's why they're working on trying to pay the colleges paying these players out of their pockets.
If they do that, it's over with, man. It's over with. It's over with. It is over with, man. And I'm telling you right now, man, it's going to be, I'm going to say 7 years from now. This is 2024. So 2030, 2031, 2032, somewhere in that time, college football is going to look a lot different from what it looks like this year. A lot different. It's gonna be.
It look a lot different from what we know it.
It does, yeah. That's very true. But you gonna see, it's gonna the business of college football is gonna make college football look a whole lot different than what we're used to and what we know it as now, man. This is gonna be interesting to say the least, man. This is gonna be really interesting to say the least in the next forthcoming years, man. Can't wait to see, man. And it's already affecting people because now you have coaches who were head coaches in the college ranks saying, look, I can't deal with this, man. I don't know what the rules are. I'm going to just jump to the NFL and go be a coordinator. So they're leaving head coaching jobs to go be coordinator. I think the latest one was the head coach from Boston College. He left to go be the DC in the NFL. To go be a defensive coordinator in the NFL. He was the head coach of a college football team in college football, left to go be the defensive coordinator.
Well, you can look at that as being your foot inside the door to the NFL as well.
But even,
I ain't really
but now it's being reported. Like I was reading somewhere,
a lot of head coaches ain't good enough to come in the NFL as a head coach.
But now it's being reported that even Chip Kelly, who was a head coach in college, left to go be a head coach in the NFL, came back to be the head coach in college, is now looking at offensive coordinator positions in the NFL? Somebody got to regulate this thing.
Nick Saban did retire, so I ain't gonna argue that, but we all know that they implemented it wrong. So it's a headache for a lot of coaches, and a lot of coaches don't want to deal with the situation of. Because the thing about one thing I like about what Nick Saban said, and we can go to the fourth quarter. Nick Saban said, "How am I supposed to coach a player that's making 50K in NILs versus a person who's making 3,000? Like that's hard to look a kid in the face and to tell him that he's not talented enough to make what this dude is making when he's putting in the same work in the weight room, in and out.
He might not be
So,
talented enough. In the words of Jay-Z, some of y'all don't belong in the category.
all right, well, you try to explain that to a locker room.
I'm just saying. When you get into it happens in the NFL every day. Every offseason in the NFL, it happens. And that's what's about to start happening. We had this conversation on Auburn Addicts. Now you looking at it as if now you got a guy coming in and you paying this guy $100,000, $125,000 to come to your program. They don't produce this year. This season, they're not producing. But you got this guy that you know that's in the transfer portal that can produce for you. How do you tell this dude, like, look, man, I got to find somebody to come in and replace you.
A grown man and being a kid.
That's the thing, though.
At that level, you know you're a grown man. You know you're bargaining. As a kid, these kids don't understand. They can't even compete like we used to compete. Their mentality is fragile. So you just breaking that to a kid that, look, you ain't good enough.
They might not be. And I'm gonna just put it in the words of Sean Corey Carter. I'm just putting in the words of Sean Corey Carter. Some of y'all don't belong in the category. I don't know. Yeah, here's what he said. He said it last night at the Grammys, if y'all ain't watching, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ain't that something similar to what Kanye did?
You know what? I kind of want to talk. We're going to talk about that in the post game. We're going to talk about that in the post game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and head to the fourth quarter because we ready. We ready.
Yeah.
We ready.
Yeah.
For y'all.
We have now arrived at the fourth quarter.
Yo, man, we in the fourth quarter right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. Let's go ahead and get to this fourth quarter topic, man. Your top sports duo of all time, Marcus. Who do you have? I know you said you got 3. Go ahead. Tell me who they are.
So my top sports duo would be first Michael Jordan and Scottie, of course. Next would be Kobe Bryant and Shaq for me. And third would be Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
So wait a minute. Hold up. You picking Mahomes and Kelce over Brady and Gronkowski?
Yeah. I would say that to me.
Who some people call the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, over Gronkowski?
Man, you got to take his whole resume into account before you say that. But to me, I think because you got to realize that he had Aaron Hernandez as well.
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point there because Aaron Hernandez was balling. He was balling.
Yeah, but to me, Travis Kelce has proven that with or without a number one receiver on the side of him, he can be a workhorse. Okay. He has proven that time and time and again.
All right. I like that. I take that. I'm gonna go this way. Number three. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce at number 3. I said all that to take Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce at number 3. Taking them at number 3. I'm going with them. Sports duos. You know what? I can go multiple ways with that one because I can go Mahomes, Kelce, or I can go Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That's a sports duo. So I'm gonna go either way with that.
Coach and quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. Either way, I'm gonna go Mahomes. Mahomes in there some kind of way. It's gonna either be Mahomes, Kelce, or Mahomes, Andy Reid. That's number 3. Number 2. I had trouble with this one. But I'm going to go Shaq and Kobe. Number 2. All time. I'm going Shaq and Kobe, number 2 all time. Even though I hated them during the early 2000s, bro. I was not a Lakers fan in the early 2000s.
I was.
I could not stand them. They was winning them championships. I was like, man, I couldn't take it, man. I was like, what's going on, man? And number one, of course, has to go to Scott T. Pippen and Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the greatest sports duo of all time. And in that situation, you can go Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan as well. So either way you want to go in that situation, I'm going with those are my top three. Honorable mentions. I'm not going to leave him out. I'm going to go Tom Brady and Gronkowski.
Magic and Kareem.
You're right. That was my next one. Magic and Kareem. Honorable mentions. LeBron, D Wade.
Yeah.
And one that a lot of people fail to realize, I'm going Misty May and Kerry Walsh. Y'all don't even know who that is. The volleyball chicks. They won all them gold medals. The volleyball chicks, Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh. Is it Kerry Walsh?
Venus and Serena.
Okay, yeah. If you want to go doubles tennis, yes. You'll go there. Doubles tennis, yes. But Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh, I'm going with them in volleyball. Yeah, man, that's who I got. Any questions?
Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Wrestling? We going wrestling? Matt and Jeff Hardy? Okay, we going wrestling. If we going wrestling, then we going the greatest tag team of all time, the Usos.
The Rocky Mankind to me. The Rock and Sock connection.
Stop. The Usos. We going the Usos, the greatest tag team of all time. Or we can go the New Day, or we can go the Dudley Boys. We can go there. So
I feel you on the Dudley.
We can go with them.
For me, I don't know these new tag teams you
You don't know the New Day? Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E. What's wrong with you, man? Where you be at?
All right.
Where you
be at? Wrestling no more.
Well, I do. I enjoy it, bro. So right now the WWE universe is mad because The Rock stepped in and will not let Cody Rhodes finish his story. He will not let Cody Rhodes finish his story. He done made an executive decision to step in and headline WrestleMania. We'll get more info on that Thursday when they have the WrestleMania press conference in Vegas. But
right.
They doing that, and so apparently Roman Reigns versus The Rock for the head of the table bloodline is supposed to be happening at WrestleMania. So we're gonna see what happens with that. So now we don't know what Cody gonna do. We don't know if poke Cody Rhodes. Hopefully he can finish his story. Hopefully Cody can finish his story. They want Cody. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with that, man. We'll see what happened with that right there, man. Got to be more careful, man. Poor Cody Rhodes. They just be doing Cody. They be doing him so wrong. But it'll be all right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. That's the end of the game, man. Marcus, how you feeling?
I feel good, bro. Real quick game. We got to the points, got in and got out.
Yeah, we did, man. We trying to get y'all ready for the Super Bowl. Man, we talked Super Bowl, man. It's going to be a great one. And believe we're going to have reaction next week to the Super Bowl.
When we going to do our predictions, what we predict?
We can predict right now in the postgame. Let's go.
It's time to shut down in the postgame.
All right, man. We in the postgame right now, man. Marcus, Super Bowl. I don't even know what number this is. What is this? 58? 50, whatever this is. What Super Bowl is this, man? I don't even know right now. I don't even know what Super Bowl this is. Is this Super Bowl 58? I think. Who you got in the Super Bowl right now, Marcus? Who are you picking to win in the Super Bowl? Right now, the 49ers, I believe, is a 2.5 point favorite in this game. Either a 2 point favorite or 2.5 point favorite in the game. Who you got winning the game, Marcus?
Who do I got winning the game? I would not dare tell anybody to bet this game right here. But something is strongly telling me San Francisco finally gets over the hump. Kyle Shanahan steals one and beats that bad man Patrick Mahomes for his first Super Bowl.
Well,
and my prediction score would be 27-24. Late game field goal.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my prediction for this game, Super Bowl 58 in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Usher will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the San Francisco 49ers in a score of 38-31. The Kansas City Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls, and Patrick Mahomes cements his legacy as the greatest quarterback of all time. That's where I'm at. Oh, man, I can't wait for this game, man. I'm excited for this game. I'm gonna be sitting right here. I'm excited. Right here watching it, man. We may go live. We just gotta figure some things out. We may go live, and we'll see y'all then. But y'all be ready, man. Just be ready. We may hit a live on y'all, man. Speaking of which, Juju. Y'all know who Juju is. Not Juju Smith-Schuster, but his last name her last name is Watkins, I believe. Ain't her last name Watkins?
Yep.
Juju
she played
Watkins.
For USC
dropped
females
51. She dropped 51 over the weekend, and then came back and had a what?
And a freshman.
And a freshman.
She's a freshman.
And she came back and dropped a what? 30-point game after that? What? Juju that deal, bro. Juju that deal.
And she make it look effortless.
Juju that deal, bro. She that deal. You think Juju can play in the NBA? Think she can play in the NBA?
In the NBA?
She's what? She got what? She six? Ain't she 6'2", 6'1", 6'2"?
I don't know how tall she is.
Let me see. How tall is
fade away and it's silky smooth.
How tall is Juju, man? Juju got to be like 6'2", 6'1" or 6'2".
She make it look real easy.
Yo, she can ball, bro. She can ball. Hey, imagine her if she would have went to South Carolina. Don Staley would have had. Don Staley would. She's 6'2". That's what I said. She's 6'2". Yeah, man. She's 6'2". Oh, she can play in it. She can play in the NBA, bro. She can play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think she can play in the NBA.
You gotta take into the physicality of the NBA. You know,
man, it's not that physical.
It's not no more.
Not that physical.
Not with everybody scoring 100 points a game.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
it ain't no defense being played no more.
Speaking of which, Steph just had a 60-point game, and they lost to the Hawks.
How many we gonna see this year? Like a person going ISO putting up 100 points is it's
gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Somebody gonna score 100 points.
It's kind of becoming a norm. A person ISO and going for 50 now.
Somebody gonna score 100, bro. I mean, Kobe, the closest person to 100 to Wilt's 100 is what? Kobe at 81. Somebody gonna break that 81, and I don't know. I don't think it'll be this year. Probably next year. Somebody gonna break that 81 points just because the way the rules are set up in the NBA right now, man. It's so easy for scorers to come in and score the basketball.
Oh man, all they gotta do is get hot, bro.
So easy.
If they get hot, bro, it ain't no love tap. It ain't nothing that you can do or say to stop them no more.
The rules, you can't hand check in the NBA for real no more.
You can't do
nothing. Man, it's so easy for these guys to score right now, and all you doing every day is just shooting around at practice.
Just shoot,
man.
That's easy.
Somebody gonna hit. Somebody gonna hit that.
You gonna people eventually. You gonna have people coming off the bench averaging 30.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be ridiculous. That's gonna be ridiculous, man. That's gonna be ridiculous, bro. Like it's something got to be done about this. Something has to be done because is it even exciting anymore to watch somebody like score 45, 50 points a game? Is it even exciting? No, I don't think it is.
To a certain crowd, it is. To a certain crowd, this is appealing basketball. That's the reason why they transform the game to fit scoring, to highlight the shooting. But to me, I don't feel like you should have took the defense out of the game as well.
He definitely took it out. But hey,
it's a lot of it's crazy.
Hopefully the NBA does something to combat that. But hey, it's becoming more of a scorers league in the NBA right now. And hey, more power to him. Marcus, are you ready?
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to give out the award that everybody loves, but the person that gets it, they hate it.
Give it up for the Water Boy Award.
Gatorade. H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Marcus,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Who you
sir,
giving this
yes,
week's
sir.
Water Boy Award to there, boss man? Let the people know.
This week's Water Boy Award. Shout out to you, Nick, for giving me this before we came on air. Kendarius Tony. I've been sparing you for these last couple weeks because I seen the article or the reports that you said that KC has lied about you being inactive and being hurt on their roster. But now I have to address it because it's Super Bowl week, and I heard that you said some other blasphemous stuff. But Kendarius, they've been giving you chance after chance after chance after chance all year. You have been the most inconsistent part of this team. People been worried about your mental health, because you've been dropping so many passes that been hitting you in the hand. So yes, you are hurt. You are hurt somewhat mentally. You are scarred, sir. So they did what's best for the team and made sure you didn't even show up with the team, because last time you showed up with the team, everybody was dropping the pass. Travis Kelce was dropping passes. They ain't even like him. So they keep you away from the team. And I heard that you said if you on the field in the Super Bowl, you're going to catch a pass. That'll be a great redemption story for you. I hope that plays out like that. But if you get out here in the Super Bowl and you start dropping passes and they pull you in the first quarter, don't say I didn't tell you so. But, I wouldn't even let you come with the team, sir. You'll be at home sitting, watching the game, sipping this nice cold glass that my boy about to pull you up. Because they don't need you.
All I'm gonna say is this. All I'm gonna say is this. This is the perfect game for Kadarius Toney to come out and ball. This is it.
Oh man, it'll be a great redemption story for him if he can come out and do it. But
the perfect
man,
game.
dog, he been dropping more passes than a little bit this year, man. I wouldn't even risk it. Do you want to risk it?
All I'm gonna say is this, man. That man, he's been in the big moments.
Do you want to risk it?
He's been in the big.
Do you want to risk it?
He's been in the big moments, man. That man, he knows at stake. He knows at stake.
All right. Now I got a question for you. So you would rather risk a receiver that been dropping passes all year versus letting Baker Mayfield drive down the field with nothing to lose?
Baker Mayfield? Who is Baker? Why Baker Mayfield in this conversation?
Remember when you said, "Do I trust Baker Mayfield to drive the ball down the field against Detroit?"
I don't.
I'm just saying. So you telling me you would rather trust? You don't trust Baker Mayfield more than you trust Kadarius Toney? And that's in that scenario that he was in, with nothing to lose.
You got a point. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. All right.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't even play around like that.
I see where you're coming from. All right, I get you. I got you. That is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. Marcus, man, what do you got to say to some people before we get up out of here, boss?
Man, you know the same spiel, man. Shout out home team, man. Shout out Tria, man. Shout out Tay. Shout out Kyle, man. Shout out Freddie, man. Shout out my fam, man. Shout out my mom, my dad, man. Y'all take care. Hey, man, and we out. Y'all check it in every Wednesday. You know how we coming.
Yes, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. As always, man, shout out to the 46334 Tuskegee, Macon County, man. Booksy Washington High School, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the University of South Alabama for giving me my degree. Shout out to the fam, my mom, my wife, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all go watch the interview we did with Katie Hill, man.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Great.
You gotta go watch that, bro.
Great.
Very inspirational.
Great.
Very inspirational.
Great dude, man. Great guy. Man, go watch it, man. You'll take something away from it. You will take something away from that, man. So we thank y'all so much, man. As always, before we get up out of here, man, y'all be easy. Y'all be easy, man. But let me say it the right way. Y'all have a good one. Nah, better yet, man. Y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.